Hello everyone, I am outside right now at a trailer park and I don't know if you can tell, but it is a bit of a natural disaster out here. It's right around midday. It is 12:25 actually, and the sun is shining. I just zoom in here. The sun. It is not showing up well on my video, but it is like orange right now. But it looks like a cloudy day, doesn't it? It is smoke everywhere from the fires in Northwest Territories, Canada, and all I can smell is smoke. This just came rolling in today, probably about an hour, maybe a little more ago. And this is what we're looking at right now. So I'm gonna get in my car because I have to go and grab something at the store. But this is about as much as I want to be out today, even though it's probably be warmer if the sun could actually get its rays right through. It's supposed to be a real feel of 30 right now, but it doesn't feel like it because the sun is not able to get through the smoke and smog very well. So I'm going to record hopefully a short little video. Sometimes I tend to go off on a tangent. Let's hope not, because I would rather keep the videos a little bit shorter. So far, I have some videos that I've recorded and I haven't uploaded them yet because a lot of them are kind of long and they need edited, and so I'll do what I can do. But I gotta try to reel it in. Let's try and reel it in, shall we? So I've been I gotta start the car because it's warm in here. My air conditioning is not great right now, but it's got to be better than what I'm experiencing at the moment. And I'm probably gonna start driving, but I'm not gonna touch my phone unless I'm stopped. And I am not going to look at the video. At least I hope not, but I'm going to be looking at the road because that's what I'm supposed to do. Now, my mood is okay right now, obviously, but it has not been. I think that everybody has been going through an absolute shit show lately. I shouldn't say everybody, but especially those who are awakening and are probably just really going through it. But I imagine it goes beyond that because it's meant to. The reset has begun and we're in a state of purging. It's not our first time that we've been purging, but this is, I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like for some of us, and I imagine everyone's on their journey in a different, everyone's in a different spot on their awakening journey. And, but things are kind of gonna be accelerated, I think, because it's go time. So but anyway, I think for a lot of us, this is almost like a final purge, letting go of everything that is not serving our highest good anymore. All of the density that we've been holding on to, not processing, it's rearing up its ugly head. And I pretty much collapsed over the last couple of days. I went through it. I went through it to the point where I had to make a decision to be alone for, some extreme hermiting. I live with my young adult children, and I did not want them to see their mom going through it. So I sent them to stay with their dad for a few days. And, sometimes that's just something you got to do. I mean, yes, I do give them some kind of idea of the things that are happening these days and the things that I've been going through. But I don't even like doing that. I don't, because it, they don't really understand. Unless you're going through it, you don't understand. And I think most of us are having that experience right now. If you're going through an awakening, probably most of the people around you don't understand and may think you're a little bit off your loop. But unless you have gone through it, unless you're experiencing it, unless you see it for yourself, people can't wrap their mind around it. We live in a world where everything is evidence-based. People are used to having it laid out in front of them, or they don't believe it. And that's why so many people have fallen away from spirituality, because so much science that has happened, and science has its place. It's explaining something that is unseen. They go to great extents to explain something that is unexplainable. And you know what you know until you know something different. So it's always evolving, and it's certainly nowhere near knowing everything there is to know, because there is a lot in the unseen world, in the energy, in the universe, in the multiverse, that the universe does not yet understand. And even the things they think they understand, they don't understand. So, but since all of this has started in this era where scientists and physicists and so on and so forth, or are trying to explain things away, they have uncovered a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense when it comes to that makes religion or the things in the Bible not make sense, because they're seeing evidence of other things that are more abstract, things that are more expansive than anything that was ever talked about in the Bible. And they see a lot of hypocrisy. There is so much hypocrisy throughout the world of people who think they are walking who are doing and being in the name of Jesus, but are really serving themselves and calling it righteousness, which is absurd. So I don't follow religion. I never did much. I did believe in I was always for the 10 Commandments. I mean, those are just common sense. Everybody should live like that, If you don't follow the 10 Commandments, whether they were sent down by God or whoever else, you're going to live in a world of chaos. And as you can see, a lot of people aren't even following those anymore. So by extension, we're living in a world of chaos. So, but, things are changing now because the universe has decided it's time. It's time to do the reset. It's time. There are enough people who have raised their frequency enough. There are enough people who have awoken. It's been a mass awakening right now, as I've mentioned in previous videos. And there are enough that they are ready to start the reset. And so in doing so, many have been receiving similar information, who are all know what's going on to some degree. They will have an experience or a synchronicity or a message that they are receiving, and then they will see somebody else posting the same thing, and they're like, me too. So we are shedding what no longer serves, both in, or I shouldn't even say both, in multiple areas, in our own lives, in our own emotions, in our own behaviors, in our society, in the world, both with the infrastructures that have been created on it to dim all of those around us and keep us low vibrational, and in doing so, so too does the planet reset. It's done it multiple times throughout its existence. Whenever the energy gets too imbalanced, especially with negative energy, it creates a shift in the planet. A polar shift, if you will, a pole reversal. And I believe that is coming. And with that comes all of the natural phenomena that is compiling and growing and boiling to the surface throughout the earth. Not only is the earth energy boiling up to the surface, so is the energy within us. Everything that is volatile is boiling up within us. It is making us act out of pocket, angry, all of that stored up anger at the injustice to us and to everyone throughout the world. What was once a state of complacency has become a state of unrest. Everyone is waking up to realize this isn't working anymore. This has to stop. This has to change. We cannot tolerate what has been happening. What we used to disregard, drink away, bury, and dim is now boiling to the surface. And people have been working through this stuff over this period of awakening, have been going through phases of shadow work and dealing with all the things that we thought were dealt with but weren't. They were just kind of hiding underneath where we always like to bury everything, because it's easier to go through life in comfort rather than discomfort. The discomfort that comes with facing those things that we don't want to. But the universe has said now, sorry, You cannot bury it any longer. We are going to force it to the surface, and you are going to look at it, process it, and release it. That might come in rage, tears of emotion, depression, sadness, pain, physical and mental, disrupted sleep, chaotic dreams, vivid dreams, all of them usually having, that's kind of contradictory. Your dreams have messages in them, so don't ignore them. Write them down if you need to. Sometimes the message doesn't make sense until later down the road, but I think the messages are going to be a little more fast and furious now, so try to make sense of them, because they are trying to tell you something. It can come from your subconscious, it can come from the higher versions of yourself, it can come from the divine, including the Most High. It can even come from dark energies that can infiltrate our dreams. Sometimes we are the most vulnerable in our sleep to other energies getting in there trying to put in their 2 cents, but their 2 cents ain't worth nothing. Their 2 cents aren't worth nothing except for the fact to bring awareness and discernment and strengthening our intuition on what is bullshit and what is not, what is ridiculous and what is not, what is unjust and what is not, what is harmful. So if you are going through it, you're not alone. You're not alone. And I have been going through it. Things that I thought I had let go of, there was still some there. And some fear is also something that has been boiling up. Fear is is probably our biggest emotion that kind of determines everything we do, how we live our lives or don't live our lives. So that fear is coming to the surface to be certainly not disregarded, not ignored, but to keep on keeping on regardless of the fear, and to whatever you are meant to do or say or feel or express, do it regardless of the fear, but do it with compassion at the same time as not being so gentle that you are walking on eggshells. We're not here to walk on eggshells. I even had a book called Walking on Eggshells. And no, we are not here to walk on eggshells. We are here for our presence to be known, to be heard, because we are here to bring about the change that is required on this earth and in our own lives. If something isn't working, switch it up, change it. If your behavior is causing an issue, change it. It's time to go within and understand what these emotions that you are going through are telling you. I am an energy healer, so I work with various aspects of the self, energetically, including the chakras. And each of our chakras are telling us what is going on and what needs attention, depending on where you are experiencing the symptoms. If you are having issues with your heart, that's your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is where compassion and love exist. The very embodiment of our existence. Love is life. And if we are closing off our heart because of pains we've experienced, because of fear of that pain happening again, then you're going to eventually stop the flow of your heart chakra. And when your chakras stop moving and you don't do something to repair the internal emotional and psychological issues, they will manifest physically eventually. If you want to learn more about chakras, look it up and you can find out what each chakra governs, what areas they govern, whether it's the solar plexus for self-worth, or the crown chakra, your connection to source, the third eye chakra, your connection with your intuition. But your root chakra, which governs your stability and safety, and and I'm just touching on the things they govern. They govern, all of these chakras govern a number of things. And if you are experiencing physical or medical manifestations in any of the areas of your body, you need to find out which chakra it is and which area of your life you need to address. It's not to say that you're doing something wrong. Just because there's things that are buried within or causing you problems doesn't mean necessarily that it's your fault. These are densities that occur in our lives, throughout our lives, pains and trauma we've experienced, injustices we've experienced. There is a fly in here. It's not making me happy. So we have to look at all of those things that we've tucked away in our heart-shaped box, because they can affect you. They can affect you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, energetically. So, and as within, so without, right? So, if we don't face those things, if we don't process those things, whether they were done to us or we did something to ourselves or somebody else, they will stick with us, and no joke, they can literally kill you. So realize that when we manifest disease, heart disease, even cancer, it is because something hasn't been healed within us. It is because not healing ourselves leaves us vulnerable to our chakras closing up, physical, emotional manifestations turning into physical manifestations, and it also leaves us open to outside energies affecting us, whether they do it intentionally or unintentionally. If we have cracks in our armor, the things around us can affect us, and we are meant to strengthen our armor, not close our heart. Be clear. Having boundaries and protections and strengthening our armor does not mean shutting out emotions or love or the things that are meant to bring us joy, adventure, new experiences, the ability to create. We're not shutting down just because we are creating boundaries. We are protecting our energy. And everything is energy. And if we don't protect our own energy, we cannot protect the energy of the earth and the universe around us. Okay? So, whatever you are experiencing, don't ignore it. Look at it. Go deep if you have to. Feel it. If you are having anger or rage, alchemize that. Turn pain into purpose or into your own empowerment. But don't harm another. Don't project it onto another. Your pain is not their problem. Especially if they had nothing to do with it, which is often the case. We tend to just, sometimes you feel these things and it has nowhere to go, especially if you don't know how to process it, or you don't have experience in looking at things that you don't normally ever want to. Sometimes it's like a pressure cooker, right? It's just going to explode and you don't know where it's going to go. And sometimes it can just go everywhere or directly in front of you. So we're not meant to project it. We're meant to process it and alchemize it, transmute it. All of our trauma and pain are there to teach us something, to build our own strength and resilience, and to make us strong enough that we can weather every storm that we encounter without letting it turn us into something else, turn us into somebody else. You are meant to shine as you are, who you are. The dark side of you and the light side of you are part of you. The dark side is our messenger. The light side is what we turn that into. Our light shines on the darkness. It shines on truth. It shines awareness. So don't ignore it. Okay? And then we will be ready. Ready for something new, something better. Okay?